from the above. Which one do you do? Nobody's answering. Just that. Okay, project first. Just click on that. Alright, so my name is Oye. I work with Western Consulting. I've been in this com for maybe 30 years. So understand the history of the organization. Most of the faces I see here are new. Oh, except for apart from Wahid and Mole and Rami and Professor and HR and Temi and my sister with the colored hair. Yeah, how are you? Good morning.
Very well, thank you.
Idris. Who else did I miss out? Whose name did I miss out? I think those are the people. Alright? So the others, you are welcome to Basecom. So if I tell you history, that means that it's a good place to be, a good place to work. Alright? So I spoke with Shegun, and I spoke with the CEO as well. We look at some interesting conversations. This conversation can be a one-part conversation. It's going to be like a 2 or 3-part conversation because I'm going to start the conversation in a very unique position that will help deal with some of the complex issues that we've talked about. All right? Some of the complex issues we've talked about. So before I go into the slide, I'd like to it's a victory. How are you? I'd like to explain a pyramid to everybody so that I can situate you. Now, in this pyramid, there are critical issues there. 1, 2, 3, 4. The first is managing self.
Recording in progress.
The second is managing teams, and managing departments, and managing organizations. Now, if you see this pyramid, the arrow goes like this. All right, the arrow is like this. So that means that generally, as you start your career and you grow, what happens is you begin to manage yourself only first. If you are able to master yourself and you're good, you begin to manage your teams, maybe 1, 2, or 3 people. After that, you begin to manage units or departments, and then you're managing an organization or 2. The challenge for you is that this pyramid is quite steep. The more you master managing yourself, the greater the opportunities you will have to manage teams. The less you are able to manage yourself, the more people don't want to work with you. And you lose opportunities. Because leadership is a function of followership. So without anybody following you, you are a lone ranger in the wilderness, wandering. So, challenge yourself today that because you want to climb to the very top of managing organizations, you have to manage yourself. Many people want to start businesses. I'm just going to start a business on my own, but you come late to work. Don't worry. It will become more difficult when you are now on your own, where there is no HR pursuing you or line manager. Like, let me just sleep. It's 11 o'clock and a client calls you, says, and you can hear it in your voice that you are sleeping. Why? Managing self. So the fallacy of when I start my business, I will change is a deep lie. It doesn't change. The bad habits you have in Basecom, you will gloriously carry it to your own organization, except you walk what you do here. So I want to have a conversation about managing self. That's why I said the conversation will progress if we have the opportunity to talk about managing teams and then managing units or departments and organizations. If you are not able to manage yourself, there's no need talking about managing teams. You know the feeling you have when you know your boss is incompetent. You know that feeling. You know your boss doesn't know. Now, put yourself in that position a few years later. And if you have sharp-mouthed team members, you understand what I'm saying? They will dish you. Alright? So today let's talk about something. And I'm going to wrap it up with all the things that you do. So let's go to the slide. Let's talk about resilience. Personal resilience. Why? Because for you to climb this pyramid, you need resilience. Strong one. Am I correct? You need resilience. Now, so that's why I said I'm starting our conversation from the middle. Then I'll take it to the beginning, and then back to the middle, and then to a good conclusion. So, resilience and mental toughness. The ability to spring back into shape after a huge challenge. Have you ever tried to ride a bicycle and you fell? How many of you can ride a bicycle here? Who's still learning? You're still learning too? Okay. So if you fall, what do you do? But you bruise your knee. Okay, you cry first. Then stand up. And then continue. Some people here fell down and refused to continue. That's why they're walking here now. They do not ride a bike. That's why they're still learning. How many of you can swim? How many of you can swim? Very few. Why? Because once you just see the water, I say, no. One of my friends drowned, and you attempted once. You drank just a cup of water, and you never went back there. Am I correct? So, that's what we want to talk about, is the ability to spring back into shape after a huge challenge. If you started your career recently, and you were hit consistently by challenges, technical challenges, project challenges, work challenges, traffic challenges, you must be able to spring back into shape. Not like the egg, but like the stress ball. Alright, next slide. So you have another definition there. What's up? I didn't bring my pointer. I've been switching it myself. Alright, so can somebody read this for us, please? You have to read it hard. Yeah.
Mental resilience, the different ability of participating, reducing the impact of coping with and recovering from the effects of adversity.
Alright? The different abilities of anticipating. What challenges do you anticipate you are going to face as you are leading yourself into this journey of your career? Reducing the impact of and coping with and then recovering from. You can see the array of things you need to do. Number one, I need to anticipate. Number two, I need to reduce the impact. Number three, I need to cope. And then I need to recover. You don't have an excuse. Did you hear what I said? You don't have an excuse. So if you are facing challenges on your work today, is it because your strength is weak? Or you don't have resilience? You are complaining every day. Why? Is it your resilience level you need to work on? You see what we're talking about this? Alright? It's therefore not just the immediate ability to respond to negative events, but rather a process of positive what? Adaptation. You are consistently adapting to new. For example, if you live in Lagos, if you don't have positive adaptation systems, you will just off. And then God bless you if you are living towards Beggar, Mowe, and Co. in the last couple of months. Your resilience will be fully tested. When I say fully tested, you get home at 1 a.m. and you are back to work at what time? Alright? So positive adaptation. You can't be complaining, you can only be learning. Are you there? Somebody is distracting us. Okay. Alright? So is this conversation relevant to us from this beginning I've had? Is it relevant? Now let me tell you another thing. As you are managing yourself here, in this I've talked about work. But in this managing yourself, you still have that, you status will begin to change. Before you were single, now you are thinking of joining somebody to yourself. Am I correct? Hey, you're expecting me. The moment you join somebody to yourself, you are taking on another what? Responsibility. You are still trying to manage yourself. You are not taking on another responsibility. The responsibility of, you have not called me today. You didn't text me. I told you to help me buy bread on the way. And do you know I have a challenge? I need credit on my phone. I'm sure you don't want that kind of problem. Huh? You don't want. Oh, not now. But you understand what I'm saying? So, are you going to wait or you evolve along the way? Or I wait to perfect myself at work, or I'm able to combine the two? That's very important. Next slide. So, this is the ability to know where, how, and when to use your energies to improve things for yourself and how to recruit help. Can you imagine that? It is not weakness to recruit help, to seek help from others. So if I go and ask for help now, they say I'm weak. It's not weakness. It's sense. When you are stressing out, you must have the ability to know when your energy has what? Finished. And you know that there are people who know things and can help you become better. Very, very important. So, a set of now this is where it becomes, now I need you to listen to this before we go into bigger thoughts. A set of flexible, what's this word? Cognitive. Can you check the dictionary meaning of the word cognitive? Help me. Can you check that? I need different definitions. King James Version. Really? Yes. Anybody found it?
Yes.
Conscious mental activities.
Huh?
Conscious mental activities.
Conscious mental activity. Another one.
Of relating to being or involving conscious intellectual activity.
Intellectual activity, yes. Another one.
Process of thinking or reasoning.
Process of thinking or reasoning.
Paying attention to something in the environment.
Wow.
Learning something new. Making decisions. Processing language. Sensing and perceiving environmental.
No, that is fact. You need to stop that. It's fact. Read it again, slowly.
Okay. Paying attention to something in the environment.
1.
Learning something new.
2.
Making decisions.
3.
Processing language.
4.
Sensing and perceiving environmental stimuli.
Can you imagine that? Hold on.
Solving problems.
Hold. A set of flexible, then you put all those definitions into it. Cognitive ability and behavior. And now, look at where people have challenges naturally. When you mix brain work and emotions together, it becomes a difficult task for many people. But in this definition, it's saying your resilience will come from your ability to be emotional yet have sense in your emotion. Did you hear what I said? As you are crying, will you close your eyes and enter gutter? Why not? But you are crying not.